heard the weather back home is real nice.
It is real nice. It's like 65 degrees right now.
Yeah, that's
I
fire.
know. I know. About time. But what's up, everyone? Back with Q and D. How we doing tonight, fellas?
What's up, Money Mike?
What's up, y'all? How we doing today?
What did you guys think about the All-Star game last night?
To be honest, I wasn't too happy with it, man. It just didn't seem like the energy was there from the get-go. I know that there wasn't any fans, and I feel like they just kind of had to like jam pack everything in one day, and it wasn't just like didn't have that All-Star game feel. So I thought that the game was it was lacking energy, and it just seemed like they were just trying to rush through everything, with the skills events and the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, all being, kind of compacted in with the All-Star game. It just felt like it was so rushed and just not planned right. So
I think the dunk contest was the most rushed. Like that just felt like they were just trying to get it out over with. It was almost like why even have it? Like
you can't do that during the halftime show.
How long was the halftime, bro? Was it like just like
it was like 20 minutes, but that was the whole dunk contest.
No, that's the thing though. It wasn't like it was that like long. Like it was kind of quick. Everyone went what was it, 2 dunks, and the final round was 1 dunk, then it was over. And then and
then we had 3 contestants.
Yeah, and Cassius Stanley had a nasty dunk his first attempt. They gave him like all 8s, and then he kind of panicked. But I don't know. It was pretty rough, honestly, the dunk contest. But I feel like 3-point and skills, like you're gonna get that regardless of how they did it. It was kind of like interesting to see them, like Steph and those guys, shoot all those threes and then play, and it didn't really affect them at all. I mean, they did it every day, but not in a game. But I guess they didn't really play defense. What do you think about it, D?
I thought that, yeah, I mean, I think to start the year, there's supposed to be no All-Star game. A lot of the players went into it thinking, there's going to be no All-Star game, and that was going to be a week's rest since it was like a shorter off season for a lot of the players. So I think a lot of players were unhappy, but I think they finished happy being able to participate. Guys like CP3, Bron, and those guys were all like super happy. Steph, the main superstars all seemed super happy. So I do think that it was like everybody was, especially early on, like in the skills, people were just like too cool with it. You know what I mean? Like, like Luka did his and like his warm up, and like, so he like nobody was mad to lose. You know what I mean? Nobody like cared like if they lost or not. Like Luka, pretty much, it looked like he was telling Sabonis like, "Hey, beat me, so I can go back to the locker room and chill or something." You know what I mean? Like it was like
the thing with that though. I think one thing that normally in the skills challenge or 3-point contest, it's like majority guys who don't make the All-Star game. So like it's guys who are fighting for that because, like, let's say you win the 3-point contest in a normal year, you probably get a bonus or something like that. And it's guys who didn't make the All-Star game, so they're like, oh, I can get this bonus. This All-Star game, like, they all get bonuses for making the All-Star game. So it just seemed like they were kind of just like, yeah, I mean, I'll do it, but I don't really care. Like, Robert Covington was the only one in the skills challenge that was not in the All-Star game.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, the bonuses, I feel like it's like not that big anyway. Like, so even the bonuses, most times they're gonna probably donate them, or the money is gonna they probably won't even touch that money, because it'll hopefully go to somewhere like a cause or something. But long story short, it was like too cool. Like CP3 missed like a layup, and it, like when I was watching the TNT special, like it was funny, with Shaq and those guys. Like it was real cool. But CP3 was like, hold on, I got to go stretch real quick, because he didn't even stretch or anything. Like, so guys wasn't getting loose. They just was chilling pretty much. So all in all, it was a good vibe, but definitely, like you said, lacking energy, like purpose. I think guys, at this point now, they know it's like a bigger goal ahead. A lot of those guys are in playoff contention, so they're more focused on play the game, have fun with it, have a little vacation, and then try to win a championship.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if anything, it showed that like Steph and Dame were hitting shots that were just absurd though. So like that was cool to watch. Like defense or no defense, they're still hitting basically half court shots. Yeah, I mean, it was all thrown together real quick, like you both said. I mean, there's multiple stars that spoke out, basically said they didn't really want to play. James Harden even said Saturday night, he said he felt like it was really forced. So, like, I didn't think, like, I don't know. I don't think you should have expected much from it just because, like, they all kind of came out and said that they weren't. I mean, LeBron played 13 minutes, and, like, you don't
He
even
did?
13 minutes.
He didn't even play the second half.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, the younger
It's so
guys.
long.
So, I mean, I think that was a little expected, but I mean, I still like watching them play. Like, I think it is absurd because I think what the All-Star game shows is like the average fan when like they're watching an NBA game, when people miss shots, they always complain and say this. Like, this was basically an open gym and like both teams shot like 75%, and that just shows you
This
like
was way worse than open gym.
yeah, like
They were
open practice,
traveling.
I
They
guess.
weren't taking the
Yeah.
ball out. Like Giannis a couple times didn't take the ball out, just got out of the rim and passed it up, and the refs weren't.
Mhm.
There's got to be a
Oh,
little more.
yeah.
country.
Like
Yeah,
last year it was so intense. You know what I mean? And then again, like I think also what played a part in the lack of energy was just like Joel and Ben had to sit out, and like KD was a captain, he had to sit out, and
So
Devin
many
Booker. Like,
players.
there's so many players that like couldn't play. So
I think if KD would have been able to play, I think that would have made a big difference too.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
because he
Yeah,
would have
for
taken it a
sure.
little serious and been like, "This is my team. This is who I drafted. Like, let's win." But then again, I do think if the game would have been close when they go to the fourth quarter, you know how they just have to score 24 points
Hmm.
added to the team that's winning. Like, I think it would have maybe been a little closer because the other like team Durant kind of started playing a little defense, and Steph and Dame were just hitting crazy shots. They only needed like 12 points to win, but like it was a blowout. So I mean, why would you take it that serious when you know they're going to score a few threes?
Yeah.
Did you see the dunk contest, D?
No, I didn't get to see it because of time difference, but I saw the highlights. I saw like some of the dunks I saw was the Anthony Simons. He jumped 12, like he got the 12-foot dunk, the one where he blew the kiss. I saw Obi Toppin jump over Julius Randle and his dad.
Yep.
And I saw one of Cassius's. Was it like Obi was eliminated first?
No, Cassius was. So Cassius was the first person to dunk, and he had actually like a pretty nasty dunk. I honestly think like now with like Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon's dunk contest, when you make something look easy, no matter how hard it is, you're not going to get a good score. Like Simons had that one dunk where he took the ball off the 12 feet, and like it didn't really look that cool because he did it like kind of easily, even though it's like, dude, he just jumped 12 feet, took it off. But Cassius went first, dunked, got like 8s. It was kind of like a shitty score they gave him, and then he kind of panicked and tried like doing the most in the next dunk and missed. So
I mean, no, those guys set the standard. I mean, that what they were doing that year with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, what they did that year
yeah,
was crazy. Like, bro, Zach LaVine was doing, like, think about MJ, bro, iconic dunk from the free. He was doing between the legs, windmill from the free throw line.
yeah.
Like, so the bar has been set so high. Like, I don't know if we will ever see a dunk contest that exciting or creative.
Well, that's what Obi Toppin tried doing, a dunk from the free throw line, and he was like a whole step ahead of it, and like it would have been all right, but Kenny Smith was like, I mean, that's cool and all, but Zach LaVine did that and went between his legs and was further back. So it's like every time, like every time you like do a dunk, like it's just gonna get compared to those
Just gonna
because
compare.
it's just
Well, I don't understand why they made it like during the halftime show. Like that just means that like they felt rushed, you know? Like you got to do a dunk. Like you can't get your props set up and stuff because you have a time limit.
There was no props.
Yeah, like there's
I
No
don't think-
theatrics. No theatrics.
no theatrics.
I don't think they would allow props regardless because of just COVID. Like they would.
I would say though, speaking back to what was it, last year or the year before, Aaron Gordon dunked over Taco Fall. Come on, bro.
And he didn't win.
That was last year when he lost to Derrick Jones.
Bro, he jumped over Taco Fall 7-4.
It
And
didn't
It was
win.
over.
They did
That big ass
They-
sports coat on.
they have a new
Over
the D Wade rule now. Like instead of everyone putting up numbers for the champion, both guys go and you just pick a person after both dunks. because we all know when D Wade did the thing and like
Dang.
everyone thought they were voting.
Yeah, that was rigged.
Everyone thought that
D-Wade
they
had
were
he had like an event after he was trying to get up out of
Yeah,
there. They were trying to go 50 for 50.
So they just said that from now on the last ones, it's everyone just types in whoever they thought wins, and then the names pop up. And it was because D Wade was on the broadcast, and it was funny because Kenny Smith was like, "Oh, we got the D Wade rule now," and like making fun of
Bro,
but, like,
I will say that TNT cast, like those dudes together when it's Shaq, Chuck, like those guys, Kenny, Ernie, that is probably like the funniest basketball commentary we will probably ever get, bro. That shit is hilarious.
And half the time they're not even really breaking down the game, but you will watch the whole time. It is so funny. I mean, they just did like a short documentary, I think, on TNT about how they like got the crew together and whatnot. And they've won Emmys together. They sell out shows if they go on the road. Like they're like easily the best countdown show in I think all of sports, because I think everyone loves it. So
who's the worst, like, I guess, analyst, announcer that y'all think NBA?
Out of everyone?
Yeah, like all the people you'll hear, you know what I mean? Like pretty much when you're watching NBA game, out of all the voices you hear,
I'd say Dorsberg.
Doris, dang, I like Doris.
I do too. I disagree with that.
I like Doris, bro. She said something crazy the other day when what did she say? She was like,
yeah. Again, the Bucks.
She was like, first you gotta come here, then you come there. Like she said something like that. But
it was
Doris is usually solid, bro. She's actually
I like Doris.
She's great. Doris is great.
I agree. I hate
and it's nice to just hear like a woman breaking down the game.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, it's like she's breaking down the game, bro. Like she's doing pretty good.
Brian Windhorst. I know he doesn't call games, but I can't stand listening to him talk about basketball.
The big dude from ESPN?
Yeah, who basically made he was like reporting for LeBron. LeBron liked him at first, and then he made his career off of that. And I can't listen to him in terms of someone calling a game.
Oh, not Doris, but bro, I hate Chris Webber. Chris Webber is bad, bro.
He is pretty bad. He is pretty bad.
No, Chris Webber, like I have so much respect for Chris Webber, but bro, he is like a walking run-on sentence. Like he just will keep going and going and going and going. It's like 3 plays later because the game moves so fast, and he'll just keep.
Yeah,
it's just so weird, bro.
Whenever he is calling a game, especially if it's a big game, just go on Twitter and type in his name in the search column. It's literally just 1,000 tweets just ripping him to shreds. Like people hate listening to him call games.
Yeah, he's
actually like he knows all his stuff.
Yeah, he does.
He knows, like, for a dude, people probably would think, stereotypically, they probably wouldn't think he's smart. Like he knows all his stuff.
He's a teacher.
He's sharp. It's just his presentation is just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but everyone, that's like a agreement upon everyone. Is like they just can't stand listening to Chris Webber call a game.
You know who's bad? Who did it one time? He did it one time and one time only. He was that bad. Nate Robinson, bro.
Yeah, I could see.
I remember when Nate Robinson called, it was like an OKC game.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to read, the little advertisement.
Yeah.
And he messed it up, bro. He messed up the advertisement. That was the last time I ever heard Nate Robinson do a game.
I will say I hate listening to Paul Pierce though too. Like I can't stand him before games. Like I think it's just he talks so much about himself, and then he just hates LeBron, anything he does, and I just feel like that's like too much.
He's talking like he got something to prove. Paul Pierce be talking like he got something to prove still.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you were an amazing player, bro. You got nothing to prove. Relax.
I probably would agree with you, Q, though, in terms of everyone him or the really old dude that calls ESPN games.
Oh yeah.
Like
I don't know his name though. I forget his name.
You did the All-Star game last night?
No, he's on ESPN.
No, he's on ESPN. I know
he's been doing it forever. He's so old, and like he knows basketball, but like he's so old now that it's just like everything's slow. Like it's just tough to listen to now.
I know who you're talking.
He messes up all the black guys' names. Like he try to like.
Honestly, he
it's funny. I know you're talking about. He'll try to call the player, by like who he thinks it is by looking, but then it'll be wrong.
Yeah,
He'll correct himself on the sheet.
And you could only imagine how it is, like him not being there too, and he's watching it on a screen too. Like, you know, he's at his house.
So who's the best? Who y'all think's the best?
Who's that dude that yells bang? Like when somebody
Bang!
hits it.
Mike Green, right?
Mike Green, yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's
Yeah,
the best.
he's
He's
good.
the best. I think he's the best play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
Who did last night?
It was Reggie Miller
Also-
and C-Web and I think Marv
Kevin
Albert.
Harlan?
Kevin
yeah.
Harlan and Marv Albert. I think.
Kevin Harlan is good too.
I like Kevin Harlan.
Yeah. You know, I'm trying to think who else is good. Mark Jackson is pretty good.
I like Mark Jackson.
He go, Mama.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson keeps it real, man.
When he was like, "What, when, where, and Kawhi," like that shit. Like I
Who,
love.
what,
He
when,
has-
where, and Kawhi.
Yeah. I like when he said
He has like good little punchlines.
when he said he'd smash Savannah James. Like that was.
I didn't see that.
wild.
I didn't hear
Hey, Mike
Bro,
and
he was talking. There was game one of the finals when it was
that. He
LeBron.
said that.
It was LeBron, Jordan Clarkson, that team, and he was like, and his wife was an all-state track, so put some respect on her name. And I crack her out of the park. Like he said something. Like that.
Yeah, he said that.
It was crazy.
Oh, he said he knocked that out of the park, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. But like,
Who's that? Who's the one dude now who always says Kyrie? He's in his bag now. The light skinned dude.
Mark Jones.
Yeah, Mark Jones is good.
Yeah. He does.
Hey,
he always, but
I
he tries to.
remember one time.
He tries
one
to
time-
force like new words though. Like he
Yeah.
tries to be hip. Like he'll force it sometimes. But yeah, he's not bad.
The one time Mark Jackson was talking about Lil Wayne. He was like, and as Lil Wayne said, that's the remix, baby, or something like that. I was like,
I like Mark
that shit
Jackson.
every week, bro.
I like Mark
Jalen Rose is also good.
I like Jalen Rose.
But I think the dude from Charlotte, have y'all been seeing these LaMelo highlights? And the dude, he's just screaming.
Oh, he's crazy.
Oh, the
He's
play-by-play
trying
guy?
to like blow up or something. He's doing a lot,
Yeah,
bro. He's gotta-
Del Curry.
He's like, Terry Rozier, bang!
he's like screaming like you probably jump like the dude next to him like announcing with him or doing the play-by-play with him. He probably like, bro, chill.
Dude, he's hilarious.
Honorable mention: Jack Nolan. He's retiring. Special
Yeah.
shout out to Jack.
Jack's
Happy
got. I mean,
retirement.
speaking of Mike Green, I mean, Jack's got it. I mean, that's a very. If you
Yeah.
ever listen to a Notre Dame game, you know him for that.
Yeah,
I do like listening to
Jack's a
Brian
goat.
Scalabrine when I was listening to Celtics games. I don't mind listening. I think he's pretty funny during.
He's
games.
cool. He's cool.
So is Brian Scalabrine on for Tom Hiddleston? Or
Yeah.
what was his name?
Yeah, he passed away. What was it last year? Or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one.
But yeah, he's on for him. I like him. Yeah, it's interesting to listen to like when they go to like the broadcast of the teams because like you get some guys who are like everything is their team, so like they never really like say much for the other team. I listen to the Bulls broadcast quite a bit. I'll say both their guys are very good at like actually calling the game with everyone. But I mean, there's random times where you get like a Kings broadcast and like the dude is just no matter what happens, he thinks the Kings are in the wrong in every single thing that they do. So like that's like really annoying to listen to, I think.
Austin Carr is pretty good. He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, the Cavs.
He's good.
Yeah, I like him too.
Have you guys ever heard Bill Walton call a game?
Yeah, bro. They're, like
He is bad.
How does he have a job doing that still, bro? Like he
'cause
gets so off topic.
there's
He
an
never
audience
talks
that
about the
loves
game,
it.
bro.
There's an audience that loves that though. Like there's people now think about it too though. He's always on very late night. So it's like probably drunk people or some random like watching the game.
I remember one time he talked about shrooms on
Oh
there.
yeah, he'll talk about anything. And
I'm like, dang.
have you ever listened to a game with Richard Jefferson?
No, but I heard him speaking. I think he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. That little clip he had with Jamal Murray. Don't you ever
Oh,
call me
yeah.
sir again. Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, honestly though, I like the ESPN crew. I like listening to them. I think Mark
I like the
Jackson.
TNT crew. And D Wade is actually pretty good too.
D-Wade's
He
good.
has good questions. Like his questions are on point. He's getting like he knows how to get more out of the player. Seems
Right.
like the questions we asked him last night.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Blake Griffin signs with the Nets.
Ernie's probably the greatest.
Ernie,
What'd you say?
to go to your point, Ernie as a TV host is probably the best, or the show host
he's a
is
great
usually
host.
the best. Yeah, he's perfect for all those guys. I mean, it's funny when they all argue and like Ernie's the one bringing them in. But yeah, moving on to Blake Griffin signs with the Nets. This is like 5 years ago. This would maybe be the greatest team ever if they were all in their prime. What do you guys think about the signing?
I thought it was a good signing for them, especially going into their playoff push. I think Blake is kind of the piece that they're lacking in terms of just another big that has experience and can also rebound and play above the rim a little bit. He's starting to move out and start shooting more now, and he's always been a good one-on-one player in terms of just like isolation basketball on the low post, high post. But
Q, to your point about playing above the rim, you know he hasn't had an in-game dunk in 2.5 years.
No way. Wow.
Yeah,
I guess he's really changed his game up a lot.
How did you find that stat, Mike? One and two. Q, stop giving fake news.
It's like every time he plays.
How's that fake news?
You said he's playing above the rim. Mike,
he's always been known to play above the rim.
No, it's crazy because every time he has a game and he doesn't dunk, people tweet like, it's been so and so many games since he hasn't dunked it, and then in the next game, like it's insane. I think it's since he's been in Detroit. Like he hasn't had a dunk since he's played for the Pistons.
Dang. Well,
he's been on cruise control getting a bag.
Yeah, basically.
Man,
a smooth 25.
It's a low risk, high reward thing for them. You know, like they got nothing else to lose. They're trying to win a championship, so you might as well.
Yeah, I thought it was a good signing. I mean, it can't really hurt them. Like worst case scenario, you just sit them, and you just go with what you already had. You know what I mean? Like worst case scenario. I don't know what they traded for. They didn't trade anything. They just signed them. So yeah, good signing. Hopefully they don't have to waive anybody to make space or anything like that. But I think that like you said, it gives you another veteran presence. Like having veterans who know what it takes to win at least, or having all those guys on the floor at the same time in crunch time is going to be crucial. Like they will really have no weak links on the floor in crunch time. Like there will be no weak links at all. Like their weakest link will be still a really, really, really great player with experience and most likely a veteran getting paid. So long story short, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and they really don't have any 1 through 7, 8. So I mean, it's gonna be scary. I thought Katie and Kyrie was enough. Then they went and got James, and they went and got Blake. So it's going up in Brooklyn right now. They're bringing basketball back. So basketball back to New York. So we're gonna see if they can put it together. But I think like in the playoffs, 7-game series, when it's just people on islands, crunch time, they know all the plays. You just got to get a bucket, got to get stops. You got to be able to, like, it's going to be high stress. I think those guys will just mesh well, be able to get it done because they're all veterans and they all want to win a ring, not trying to get paid or prove themselves in the league,
Yeah, and even basketball back in New York. New York's actually, the Knicks are probably going to make the playoffs too. But I agree. I think, to that point of them in the playoffs in crunch time, like James Harden knew what he was getting into when he got traded to the Nets. So he's not going there to try to score 50. If he does, he does. But like he doesn't need the ball to be happy. Like he knows he's trying to win a championship. Kyrie's the same way. Kevin Durant is clearly the same way. I mean, he's already played in Golden State. And like Blake Griffin getting bought out, this was 100% about him going to win a ring, not about anything else. He knows like he might only play 20 minutes in some games, 35 in others. He won't really care. But I mean, their final five, like the Golden State called it what, their death lineup or whatever. Like their death lineup of, Blake can guard. Think of all the great bigs in the league. Like Joel Embiid might be the only one that he can't because he's so much bigger than him. But like everyone else, no one really plays true centers anymore. So like he can guard Bam, like he can guard all these different guys in the the final seconds and rebounds. He can shoot now. So like they'll have 5 shooters on the floor. It'll be
I think
interesting.
having like Blake, KD, and DeAndre Jordan in that area, like even the best players in that high post, low post area are gonna have trouble because the space, like they're gonna be able to clog it up so much in there.
Mhm.
Like that's a lot of it's a lot of size in there for that team.
It's a lot of size.
I mean, just imagine because AD ISOs on that high post, the elbow area. Like you could put KD, like all three of those guys could probably interchange and guard him, and it's gonna be.
Well, yeah, I mean, they'll be able to switch a lot, which
Yeah.
makes defense way simpler for them. But it'll be interesting. He's been on a pretty bad team the last 2 years, so he gets to finally go and maybe win a
He'll be
ring.
motivated too. Maybe we'll see him dunk.
Yeah,
hopefully, man.
He'll get some layups, that's for sure.
And Blake and DeAndre used to be really close in LA too, so this will be good team camaraderie, I think.
That's right, Blake.
My thing is, can Blake keep up with the pace?
Yeah, I don't know, because the Pistons, it seemed like he was just a back to the basket dude, post up.
Like the pace is going to be so much faster. Like just imagine him playing with that championship pace that like Golden State played. That's kind of how I even seen times where James Harden is walking up the court and Kyrie's, crossing everybody and going one on whatever forward and getting a layup, but James Harden is like just crossing half court. But I'm just wondering how that spacing will work out, when guys when they're pushing the rock and taking those quick shots. Like is Blake gonna be getting up and down fast,
Yeah, I mean that's why I think we'll see him play like only 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because I think he's gonna have to get used to that pace. Maybe we'll see, but he's gonna start off the bench. They've already said that, so that'll be interesting.
Who starts at 4 now, KD? Like, so what's their starting lineup now with everybody healthy?
So James, KD, Kyrie, Joe Harris. DeAndre Jordan doesn't always start, but so like their last game,
Jeff Green,
Bruce Brown has been starting too.
Oh, they got Jeff Green too,
and Jeff Green starts sometimes.
Rings, man.
But he's hurt right now too. I don't think it's like anything major, but yeah, it's like DeAndre Jordan, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green. One of those three always start with Kyrie, James Harden, Joe Harris, and KD.
They got their second unit is probably really good too.
Landry's in there too.
I forgot
Landry, and then I mean, like when they're all playing though, one of those Blake Griffin will come off the bench with Landry. Then you got whoever doesn't start out of DeAndre Jordan or Bruce Brown will come off the bench too. They got Tyler Johnson. They have Andre Roberson, like
Mon
Shumpert's on their team. So like they have a lot of
he's not with them now?
He's on a 10-day right now, so I don't know if they'll re-sign him, but so like they'll have a very solid bench for sure once everyone's healthy.
Does IT get picked up somewhere? Isaiah Thomas?
I don't know.
I think he should, but I doubt he will.
Yeah, I think he should too, but like I don't know.
I wonder if there's a deadline. Is there a deadline?
I don't know about signing players. There's a deadline to sign to make them playoff eligible, but I think you can sign people whenever in terms of the season.
Yeah, I think to be playoff eligible, they got to sign them by a certain time.
Yeah, I just don't see like why a really bad team would sign him though, because like why not just play all your young guys instead of letting
the Nuggets should sign them, bring them back.
Yeah, the Nuggets. I mean, honestly,
the Nuggets could use them.
Yeah, the Wizards. Well, I don't think the Wizards would be a bad place for him too. I mean, they have all those guards, but come off the bench, or do they still have Ish Smith?
I think so. Yeah.
Then never mind.
Yeah, I think all teams that they play for too. The Hawks need a little firepower.
Hawks
need style of play. They're used to the point guard having the ball the whole game.
Yeah, that's why John Collins wanted whatchamacallit out. What's his name?
Oh, because of the style of play?
Yeah, I guess none of the players liked it. So they like talked to management themselves because they were sick of it.
They're just like, man, because Trey had the ball so much.
Mm-hmm. John Collins asked to be traded like at the beginning of the year because he didn't want to play with Trae Young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
John
So-
Collins has been putting up numbers too.
That's crazy, man. Because Dre's been getting diamond it. I know a lot of people don't in today's game no more. People want to be able to. They want the ball a lot. Everybody's worried about their own.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure. That's why I think he asked. But anything else NBA news wise?
No, I mean I saw that there was no positive drug test in the that was one of the ESPN headlines. No positive drug test in the All-Star weekend.
I thought they weren't testing this year.
They tested.
Oh, I thought
Maybe
they said,
maybe not for marijuana, but maybe
oh, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, because I remember when
Probably.
yeah, okay, but that's a positive. And Ben and Joel had to sit
yeah,
out.
that's
but
crazy.
No
That's
one else.
crazy, bro. Because they're gonna go on vacation somewhere now and live life probably. Or you think the NBA kept them in that hotel and ruined their
Yeah.
All-Star break?
They did.
Mm-hmm.
They said
No. But like now, since All-Star is over, you think they can leave?
No.
Nah. They're under quarantine protocols. They have to stay there, bro.
7 days. They said they won't be able to play like their first game.
Nah.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's like what happened to KD. He tested negative like 4 days in a row, and they're still like, you can't play. It's
What do you? Dang, bro! Just imagine if you had like a couple $100,000 vacay, real quick plan. Like I know Ben was finna go live lavish real quick.
Yeah, but like
After the All-Star game, bro. He was
I
having fun.
wonder if you can't. I'm sure players are, but like I don't know. I feel like the NBA, the way they're going about things right now, like you might get fined if you get caught like traveling. Like they're real strict right now. Like they came out that one time. This was like when they had like a few games canceled in a row, and they were like,
So after the All-Star, you're supposed to stay in that city.
no, you have to fly private to the All-Star game and back, and then you're.
I mean, like for example, okay, say you're on an NBA team, everything ends, you can't fly nowhere else. You gotta stay in Philly, or you gotta stay.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay wherever you're supposed to stay. Yes. Now, like I said, I mean, a bunch of players could easily be doing whatever they want and just like they're like, no posting anything, but
Smart.
like you're supposed to, I'm pretty sure, stay in the city.
But if you get caught in public, like a fan like snaps a picture of you or something, then what?
You better get pulled
No
out.
face, no case. Just put that mask on.
Nah, man.
Put the mask on and that Dewey on, you all good.
Dude,
Buy
Joel
that
Embiid is 7'3", bro. You're gonna know,
buy that picture for
Mind
a
your
lot of
business.
money.
man.
As long as Joel's not playing pickup with some random people at a party like he always does, we should be all right.
Yeah, but it's just I'd be pissed because like they had to fly all the way down there. At least like if I was like back in their place, they'd be like I could quarantine at my damn house, but now I have to quarantine. in this
Yeah, for
hotel
sure.
room.
Quarantine in a hotel, even though
Yeah.
they're probably staying in the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah. The NBA sent out a cease and desist letter to all these clubs and stuff in Atlanta because they were like, come to our party for All-Star Weekend, and the NBA is like, we do not back this at all. We do not want you partying because of the All-Star Weekend, and like, I mean, so
Wait,
like,
should we talk about that GoFundMe? I wish you could like pull it up. I wish you could pull it up so the viewers could see.
I think I might be able to. You guys can start talking about it. I'll try to pull it up.
So one of actually Q's cousins sent me, and I then forwarded on to Mike and Q. But it was like I don't know if it was real or if it was fake. It was a tweet, and someone started a GoFundMe because they wanted to go to the All-Star weekend. She, it was a girl. She wanted to go out, have a little fun, live a little lavish, but she only had, a couple $100. And then the debate came up like, could you stretch $400 for a whole All-Star weekend? like the comments were so funny, bro. Like, long story short, she started a GoFundMe. She had like a price, and she wanted people to donate so she could do her thing at All-Star weekend.
All right, so I can pull it up.
Yeah, you gotta show the fans.
What I don't understand from the whole thing is that hold on, let me take over the computer.
Oh, you can do that. I forgot.
Okay, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
All right, so she said, I need help getting back home. I'm stuck in Atlanta. So what I don't understand is, to start off though, is She said she was going down there with 400. She's trying to raise 1,300. So it's like you went down there with way less than what you're trying to raise. But this is the first one. She has $120 raised. This is the next one. I went to Atlanta for All-Star Weekend with $400 only, booked a one-way, which is wild because I was waiting on my unemployment to pay my way back. But they baited. I need help surviving and making back home to New York. Please, anything will help. Wild.
Bro, please show them the next one, bro.
So
Please.
2 people donated, one person for 100, another person for 20.
Yeah.
James Anderson for 100. James Anderson donated for the cause, broke bitch. Like,
listen, moral of the story, if you don't got it, keep your butt at home.
Yeah.
Watch the game on TV. Man. It's free. Don't spend no money. Keep your money. If you don't got it, you don't need to be out there.
Yo, that is just
go fun. So do y'all think she made it home? Did she make it home?
I don't know. Look, I'm gonna try to find her GoFundMe to see if she did.
I wonder if she made it home, bro. I wonder if she
probably made some money, dude.
You could probably start a GoFundMe for anything.
Yo, I looked up GoFundMe, and it's the first thing that popped up.
She did?
Yes.
How much did she raise?
She deleted it.
She probably made enough. There's a lot of people that saw that post.
Yeah. She generated more than $2,000, it says.
Dang. See? She made it home easily, man.
She deleted it.
Actually, the fact that somebody made it into a comedy actually probably benefited her more. More people saw it on Twitter.
No, but more girls then did it. There's like a montage of like 3 other girls, like their GoFundMe. They're just, every person is more money than the previous, and it just says stuck in Atlanta, no way home. They all say the same damn thing.
So yeah, bro, that's the problem now. People are just out here finessing, like they're trying to ruin, like, cause say if she actually needed help getting home, they're gonna ruin it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But moral of the story, viewers, you don't got it, keep your butt at home.
This dude donated $10 and said, "Get it together, shorty," and then another 10. Now you know better, do better.
It's like getting money from your mom. Like,
girl, don't do this mess no more. It's all kind of people in this city, and if you don't have it for sure, then you don't have it. It's always next year in summer.
Like if you don't know for sure if you got it.
Yeah.
Man, what else? What other topics? We got one more topic, right?
Yeah. So college coaches.
Okay.
So first off, last week, I feel like we got to talk about it. Notre Dame played at home. They got beat. Students, which is wild, started chanting "Fire Brey" at a home game, which is just insane to me. D, you obviously played at Notre Dame, played for Coach Brey. What were your thoughts on everything that happened?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. And I don't know if the viewers back home have seen the Pat Connaughton tweet. Long story short, he was just talking about, the previous year to our ACC run and Elite Eight run. He was just talking about how it was like one of the worst years that Notre Dame had. And then the following year, with a little hard work, the right recipe, the right players, we were able to turn it around. That he deserves a lot of respect. I mean, Coach Brey, I think, deserves a statue, you know what I'm saying, outside of ND. He's done a lot for the program. He's definitely changed it, like going from the Big East to the ACC. I mean, I don't, it's hard for me to even envision. Obviously, I'm super biased, but it's hard for me to envision anybody else being there for 20 plus years, doing what he's been able to do. I definitely think, the last couple of years have been super disappointing. I think it's on both sides. Like, it's not just the coaches, it's not just the players. It's been super, super disappointing for a lot of the people that love the school and support. But, and then I talked to Bonzi about it too the other day. It's like a family. Sometimes your family's down bad and sometimes you way up, but you got to keep the same energy. You got to be consistent. And even, you support your family when they're down or when they're up. You can't like seeing your family member hit the lottery and now you want to talk to them, you know what I mean? or seeing your family, they're down bad. Now you don't know who they are. You came into helping hands. So long story short, Notre Dame has been tough. It's been tough to watch. It's been tough to root. But I try to find a positive in something, like me and Q always do. But long story short, I'm a ride with Notre Dame regardless if they're winning or losing. But I prefer them to win for sure. I prefer to get to see some more W's. But hopefully, with the ACC tournament here, hopefully they can make a little noise and do a little something. Maybe get a bid.
Yeah, for sure. I think on top of that,
more respect for Coach Brey for sure. We shouldn't be booing them.
I agree.
Not at home. Definitely not at home.
He's the all-time winningest coach at Notre Dame. So I think, like you said, I think he deserves a lot more respect, especially at home. But with that said, we're going to move on, play a little game. 5 coaches.
We got a game?
5 coaches. We're going to say if the school should move on from him, fire them, or give this coach another year. First coach on the list, Archie Miller.
Ooh, from IU.
I'll say this. This is his 4th year. He has not beat Purdue once in his 4 years, and he has not made the if they don't make the NCAA tournament, which it's looking like they'd have to win quite a few games in the Big Ten tournament to make it. He will not make the NCAA tournament one time in his 4 years, and he will not beat Purdue one time in his 4 years.
Okay, so I'll start first. I will say he's done a great job recruiting in-state and getting like the Mr. Basketballs and things like that, but he just hasn't done anything. Like you said, like he hasn't gone to the tournament with the talent that he has with his team. He hasn't won any Big Ten titles. He hasn't beat Purdue. I think this has to be Archie Miller's last year at IU. They move on.
I wonder how long they signed for. I mean, I know they can ask you to leave at any point in time, but I wonder how long he signed like a contract for.
So,
but I would. What
to your point of that though, his buyout, if they fire him this year, he gets $10.5 million guaranteed. If they buy him out after next year, it drops all the way to 3.5.
Listen, Q, he's gonna be there. They're not giving him $10 million to chill.
That's way too much.
He's gonna work for that $10 million. But I mean, long story short, I think that like obviously not beating Purdue, not making the NCAA tournament, terrible. But like you said, he's done a good job recruiting. I think it's a problem with the players. Because how these kids rank so high, you're getting all these players that are so good, and you're not seeing the results.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing results across the board. We're seeing a lack of results from people that we should be getting results from in terms of college rankings and all that stuff. But long story short, I give Archie, I say stay. He should be able to stay.
I think the only reason why I don't think he should stay is because Tom Crean took over a program that was completely decimated in terms of penalties and illegal recruiting, stuff like that. And he got them to the tournament in his 3rd year. They won 8 games his first year, 3rd year tournament. I think not beating Purdue is the biggest thing. Like, you don't make the tournament, like this is the longest winning streak, I think, by either side in the series. So I think that's crazy. But I think they should fire him. Yeah, I think they should fire him. I don't think they will, especially with that buyout. Like you said, I mean, he has been recruiting pretty well, so maybe give him one more year. And if he's not good, because like in reality, like you said, the players, no matter who they hire, I don't think they'll be that good.
Is Archie the one who is recruiting illegally at Arizona?
That's Sean. He's still there.
Okay.
He's still there coaching.
He needed to do what his brother was doing because his brother was getting them players and they was dominating. So
yeah,
better do a little bit of what he was doing.
But I think you keep him. If he doesn't make the tournament next year, you fire him. Buyouts way less.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I'd say one more year when the buyouts last.
All right, next one. Richard Patino, Minnesota's head coach.
It's just tough, like for Minnesota because they're in the Big Ten, and the Big Ten is just so good this year, and like has been good like over the past couple of years. But Richard just hasn't been getting it done. So I would say I'd hate to say fire him because he is a good coach, but it's just tough in the Big Ten. So I would just say, yeah, they got to move on. But who else are you gonna get? You know what I mean? Especially at Minnesota.
What was the last time Minnesota was like fire? You know what I mean?
Never. Like Minnesota
Yeah.
basketball hasn't really been like ever really.
Like I feel like the job is like the standards are low.
Mhm.
Yes, I would agree.
It's not definitely not the same standards as IU basketball, you know. So the
Yeah.
standard is not like, hey, go win a Big Ten championship. So anything is surplus, you know. It's just, I guess, middle of the pack, like you know, I'm saying. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I would say stay because I mean, you know, he's probably doing good getting recruits, getting players there. They probably got a great GPA, like a team GPA, and I mean,
So in the last 5 years,
Oh my God, bro.
in the last 5 years,
they
hold on.
probably got a great team GPA. Like if we're not, I remember when we were losing it, like our shit better be tight. You know what I mean? Like if you're losing, everything's got to be tight. Like all the extra stuff has got to be tight.
In the last 5 years, including this year, they will make the tournament 2 out of 5 times, which like I think that
Oh,
yeah, like I just think like Minnesota is not like a basketball school. You're not like getting the top recruits. Like he's made the tournament. I think you just give him one more year. If he makes the tournament, you stay. But like Minnesota's not like a destination, like you said, Q. Who really wants to go coach at Minnesota? Like it's not
Yeah.
like so like I would say stay just because like I think he deserves another year. He's made the tournament. They haven't really been good in a while. Yeah, maybe he does need to start doing what his dad did. He can get better recruits. Who knows? But next one is Mark Turgeon, Maryland. Only reason why I'm saying him is because Maryland has been pretty shaky the last 3 years, and he is the highest paid employee at the school. Maryland basketball is actually taken very seriously. The fans can't stand him. They want him out. What do you guys think, though? Stay or move on? Because someone would want to go to Maryland. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Too.
Maryland's not a bad destination to go, and they've gotten recruits and good players in that DMV area, like Melo Trimble, Diamond Stone. Like they've had talent. It's just again, they're in a tough conference where it's hard to win. And I personally think Mark Turgeon has done a good job recruiting. So I think he should stay one more year, see how they do. They've had fairly good seasons, but they just have come up short and it's been disappointing. But
I say time to move forward, move on. I think the past couple of years they've been down, and even when I think them at their best was still. Actually, they had some really good years, but it's hard to see them so down bad when they had more success in the past. Like how many years has he been there? He's been there over 10 years.
Oh yeah, ever since the old Gary Williams left, I'm pretty sure he's been the coach. So it's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like but that's the thing in college sports, especially when you build up a tradition like that that's so strong, like it's got to get pretty ugly for them to, you know, what I mean, want to make you, you know, kind of kick you out the door a little bit. So but for me personally, I would say move forward. He still seems, I don't know how old he is, but he could probably still coach somewhere else as well.
Yeah, he's 56. I think actually, like, I think Maryland has had a lot more talent than he's produced in terms of winning. Like, they have a guy drafted almost every year, and I think they can do a lot better. I think it's kind of one of those things where when the fans like constantly hate you and the coach knows that, I think it's just like a ticking bomb where it's just going to go off at some point, and you're just going to like if they stay with him long enough, it'll just keep getting worse and worse and worse, and then you have no choice but to fire him. So I would say give him one more year though, because I think he deserves that. But moving on, Patrick Ewing, Georgetown.
Dang. Yeah, it's been ugly over there a little bit, and they lost some of their best recruits to transfers.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd hate to see Patrick Ewing go, especially like it's just been so tough for African American coaches to like keep a tenure at a college, especially at a top power conference like that at Georgetown and stuff like that. They've had a culture of with John Thompson and his son, and then Patrick Ewing coming in. So it'd just be kind of weird to see Patrick Ewing just get fired like that. But he's got to produce results. He lost Mac McClung to Texas Tech, and Mac McClung has been a beast there. And like D said, he's lost some transfers and things like that. So until Patrick Ewing can essentially get guys and get them into the tournament and win games, and I don't know. But I would give Pat one more year. I don't want to see him get fired, but it's not looking good, like D said.
I would say stay. And the reason I say stay is like when you start to think about it, like who's better for the job, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you're gonna find a better fit, maybe like a better, like I don't know about his X's and O's, you know, I haven't been that detailed into it, but like in terms of, you know, where they are, what the school is about, kind of the climate of everything right now, like I think you're not going to get a more perfect fit than a former NBA player who has played against some of the best of all time. You know, he played in an era where the way he played is what the team needs. So I really don't think you'll get a better coach than him. I think that's, you know, that's top of the top right there in terms of, you know, what he's been able to accomplish and what he'll be able to give back to the youth, to his players and stuff. So
Yeah,
I don't see anything better for him.
the only reason why I think he should get fired is because John Thompson III got fired for not making the tournament after 1 year. And before that, he made the tournament basically every year for 8 straight years. So, like, Georgetown under John Thompson, they were 30-7. They went to the Final Four, 28-6, round 2, 23-11, round 2, 21-11, round 2, 24-9, round 2, 25-7, round 2, 22-11, round 2. So, and then they didn't make the tournament. So, like, I think, like, you can't, like, he proved that you can win at Georgetown. I mean, you probably, like you guys said, though, like, it is Patrick Ewing, so they probably do give him another year. But I just think it's always tough when you fire a coach who produced and then you hire someone, and like Patrick Ewing is 58-58 at Georgetown. In the past 3 years, I know this for a fact, they've had the softest non-conference schedule. So to be 58-58, that just means you're not winning any Big East games, really. So I think with success at Georgetown that it has happened, I would say fire him. But it is Patrick Ewing. I mean, he's not just like a regular player in the NBA. He is one of the greatest to ever play. So I bet they give him another year. But he does have to figure out, I mean, why are these guys all leaving? Why can't he recruit? You know, all that kind of stuff. So, but I like how he is tough on his players. I think that's kind of a lost form nowadays. So, last one.
I was gonna say too. I think that like the breaking up of the Big East is really altered. You know, a lot of these teams. Like it changed a lot. Like think about when the Big East was intact and all the teams were, you know, in this conference. Like think about how it was for those like Georgetown, like or just some of these teams that were in the conference. Like they were good. They were real good. I remember
Like
some of those Georgetown teams. Yeah, bro. UConn was really good. Like they had some really good teams back when you know the Big East was rolling. It was
So I mean, shouldn't you be able to win more now then? Because it's probably easier to win now.
Good point. Good point. It was something about it was like such a pride. You know, the people playing the Big East. Oh, we're playing the Big East. We're prepared. We're ready. You know what I mean? Like it was like such a.
It was probably easier to recruit. I will agree with you on that. Like it is. I mean, they made the whole 30 for 30 on the Big East. Like people that like they prided themselves. Like, oh, we can't, you know, we go to the NCAA tournament, we have to change our style of play because we played so rough in the Big East. Like that, like everyone prided themselves on that. Jim Boeheim, John Thompson, like all those coaches, they loved it. But like, yeah, I think it is tougher to recruit not being in the actual Big East. Last coach though, Chris Collins, Northwestern.
Yeah, again, this is just another team that's in the Big Ten that essentially is not a basketball school and is not, I don't think will ever get over the hump. You know, like Chris Collins, I mean, he's perfect for the job, but it's just like they're not going to get any top level recruits that are going to take them over the hump and put them in the top tier teams for the Big Ten. Like they're not going to be better than Michigan, Purdue, you know, like it's just, and it's not a destination where a elite college coach will want to go. So
what are they in the Big Ten right now? Like bottom?
I think they're the second to last team.
Yeah, so
I mean, like, what can you do? Like, what can you do? I mean, you got to recruit a certain type of kid.
yep, it's a top tier.
They got to be. They got to be. They got to be really bright, academically capable.
Third to worst in the Big Ten right now.
Big Ten is strong this year. Even the teams that are, say, you could have teams that are bad, but they just develop that culture. Like Michigan State, even in their bad years, they're still Michigan State. You know, they still got that culture and that pride to them that they're gonna get something done. So it seems like there's always kind of been the trend for the teams at the bottom. They've always been towards the bottom. A few of them interchanging year per year, but I would probably say stay. I know I've kind of been talking a lot and going on, but I would probably say stay because I mean, what can you do? At the end of his contract, you know, extend him. I don't know, but maybe just, you know, let him stay until you know, maybe an alum or something, former player.
Come back.
Yeah.
I mean, he got them to their first NCAA tournament ever. They've never been. Like, I think he deserves the right.
When was that?
They went in 2017 or 2018.
Yeah, he needed max then, bro. If he got him to the first ever, he ain't going nowhere.
That's my point. Like, I think he has earned the right to finish out his contract at least. I mean, you go to the first one ever, like that right there. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, should they just discontinue the program?
Probably after that year, yeah.
Like, bro. Ever?
Oh my God.
Like, how long have they had a basketball team?
I think probably a while, honestly.
Damn.
Like,
dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. They're not gonna get over the hump, man.
No, they're not. I mean, they're not a basketball school. Like so they've been playing.
Are they a football school though?
No, they're an academic school. Like that's why when their football team wins like 10 games, it's like a huge deal because it's so hard to recruit at that school.
Who's their best basketball player ever? Or like in the past, 10 years or so?
Bryant McIntosh.
Yeah, he's definitely probably their best basketball player ever.
From Indiana.
Yeah, he definitely is, honestly. Like he was their point guard on the team that went to the tournament.
They got a good player now though, the light-skinned dude. I forget his name though, but he's good.
Nance?
I don't know his name. I think he's their guard though.
Oh, he has a weird name, I think.
He's good though.
I know who you're talking about. But Northwestern basketball has been around since 1901, and they've never been to the NCAA tournament other than that one time.
Jeez,
over 100 years.
Shout out Brian McIntosh.
And he made it to.
He had to come back and coach.
And they made it to the second round. They won a game too and lost to Gonzaga by 6. So
that was a good year. That was a good year for them.
I think he deserves a right to at least coach out his contract because, who the hell's going to do that? It's just going to go down.
Dang, bro. It's a tough situation for a lot of those schools. Like, how do you come up? What's the recipe to come up? What's the recipe to be amongst the elites when you've always been?
You got to cheat.
No, a team like Northwestern.
Bro, that is how a lot of teams come up. That is how a lot of people
look at the schools that are small that normally do good, and then 2 years later sanctions fall down on them, bro.
Listen, Mike. So would you risk it all to make be a good team at the top? Like, bro, because the
I
fans
think-
will appreciate that.
Hell yeah, they will. Even if you get caught
The
cheating.
fans will back you more for cheating and getting there
Yes,
than
I
doing
agree.
it the right way. And probably, I don't want to. Actually, I don't know. I'm just talking about,
There's
bro.
I agree though. There's so many
It
times.
seems like
There's
what
so
it
many
seems
times.
like.
There's so many
what
times when fans come out and they're
Like,
like,
oh, we loved him. He got the job done.
But in terms of Northwestern, like I think like they just have to loosen their restrictions of letting athletes in. Like that's the only way they'll ever get better. They can cheat all they want. They still probably won't be able. Like, bro, it is so hard to get in Northwestern, no matter who you are. So like
They should have paid. They should have paid them that G League Ignite team. Some of those players. They could have gave a couple of them,
But yeah, I mean, it is interesting.
Money, had them come out there and do their thing.
It is
You have,
interesting.
dude, if you're a top of like a bottom tier team and you want to win, you're gonna have to pay off some dudes. Like
The funniest is when they
Coach
said,
Cal at Memphis. Like, how was he so good getting recruits at Memphis?
Not just Memphis.
He got Derrick Rose to come all the way from Chicago to
Bro,
Memphis.
Coach Cal has paid.
Come on,
everywhere
bro.
he's been. Everywhere he's been,
Hey.
he paid. He paid UMass, Memphis, Kentucky. Like,
I'm
Coach
like,
Cal-
I'm not gonna
Ben
disclose-
Simmons
I'm not
go to
gonna disclose-
LSU.
I'm not gonna disclose no
Yeah.
names, but I had somebody tell me they told me that they took a bag from a school and then didn't go. Like they didn't go to that school.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you though? That school can't report you because they get in trouble, so they can't say shit. They can't be like, "Yo, so and
That's
so,
bad karma, bro.
so and so took money from us." It's like, yeah, well, you're the one who paid them. You got a 5-year sanction on you. So
Q. So if say Kentucky offered you, like a bag to come there, but you wanted to stay home and go to ND. I guess that's not a good one because you love Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, but you could enjoy your time at Notre Dame with some money.
yeah, exactly.
Say Northwestern or Minnesota. They offered you like a bag to come there. But you wanted to go to Kentucky, and Kentucky offered you. Would you take that bag? Or are you going to Kentucky?
I'll probably take the money.
Damn, bro, you grew up. That's crazy.
But I would be the best player on the team. I would be the best player on the team.
But you can't compare Kentucky because like they'll pay more than anyone else. So it's like.
But they're not paying Q. He's a lower level recruit.
Yeah. So
so he's like Mr. He's like that Mr. Basketball of Kentucky that just gets the 5th offer every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Minnesota will give you a bag.
Yeah.
I get a bag and I play. Say I pop off. I go to the NBA and then the school gets sanctions on them. That has nothing to do with me. I did my part, led them to a tournament, and I'm moved on. And I have a bag on me.
Yeah, you're just explaining what happened to Arizona. Like DeAndre Ayton took a bag and like they got in trouble, but he's like, I mean, that's not his fault. Like he's out. Like he's gone. Like, but
Hey,
I mean that's probably what happened.
College.
That's probably what happened to Tyler Hero. I bet Minnesota tried giving him a bag and then he took it and then just took another bag at Kentucky. Like,
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Wisconsin. Yeah. So
yeah,
I
he committed.
Hey, so you know what I think? I think obviously if the NCAA changed some of these rules,
yeah,
let the athletes start doing their thing a little bit, this will be better for college sports as a whole.
Yes.
I think also not all the best recruits need to go to one school. Like
Agreed.
BJ Boston would probably be playing better if he wasn't. I mean, maybe this is just my opinion. I think he'd be playing better if he had like a little more room to operate. Like they got every year, if you got like 1, 2, 3, like the top 5 recruits in the starting lineup, like, and everybody trying to do their thing is tough. Mm-hmm. It's tough to find a rhythm. But if you can like spread some of this talent around a little bit more, like it seems like the top 100 recruits are all going to the same schools year in, year out, with one random player we see go to somewhere random and they do well. I mean, we see like the players that go to these schools that you wouldn't think they would go to, they end up doing well because one, they already have good talent around them because the rankings are messed up anyway, so they already have good players around them. And two, they got a little bit more room to operate, a little bit better development. a little bit more focus on them, they can shine a little more.
Yep.
Cade Cunningham. I mean, he goes to Oklahoma State. He's averaging. I mean, he's playing insanely good this year.
Sharif Cooper.
Yeah,
Sharif Cooper, like he went to. I mean, he went to a school. Auburn's obviously doing well the past, years or so, but he went to a school that, like, he could easily try to go to like Kentucky or something like that, and he'd be out there, and they would all be like, that's too many players, bro.
I
don't want to say players, but it's too much. Like it's cluttered over there,
I also think like the G League and all these, like, let's be honest, it's sooner or later it's probably G League might become more of high school players who don't want to go to college will go play there. I think it'll be good because, like, for example, Ben Simmons, he wanted nothing to do with college, rightfully so. He would have been a top 10 draft pick right out of high school, or if he would, like, no matter what. So, like, why force these guys who don't want to be there, who we know are going to be top picks, still have to go? Like Zion Williams, all these people, it's like, why force them? Like, all you'll do is you'll get more people who actually want to be there. And I think, we see it every year. And like, we see it every year, these freshmen, to your point, they'll play for a half a year and, they're not playing that well. Jalen Johnson, and they don't really want to be there because it's like, this sucks. I could have went and made money. I could have done this. And it's like, just let them be at that point. I think you'll get a better product and everyone will be more happy in the situation.
Just imagine too, if those players who are on that G League team went to play in college, they probably like some of those probably would have been on some of these same schools, like the big blue bloods. And I mean, they would have been in these same spaces too. So that's just even more talent in the same region and like in the same, schools or so. But
to your point of
food for thought.
To your point of rankings too, I don't know how these guys get paid to rank these players because it feels like they are so off every single year. I mean, so off. Like, I don't know.
It's all based on exposure.
Yeah, it really is. But any last thoughts from either of you?
Listen, moral of the story, y'all. If y'all ain't got it, keep your butt at home.
Don't go to All-Star Weekend.
Don't go to All-Star Weekend. You take anything away. Listen, when in doubt, start a GoFundMe.
You'll make more money than you need. But all right, We'll see everyone next week.